People, make sure that you go ahead and check out the B-Line Entertainment Stuff and Things shop. We got all merchandise that you're looking for. Everything to promote the show. That's right, from hats to glasses to cups to sweatshirts to t-shirts, you name it. Boys, girls, babies, whoever wants to show off that they love watching the B-Line Entertainment LLC. We can't wait to see you in your brand new gear. Come on and check it out today. Let's go! Back at it, y'all. Back at it. We back at it. Check it out. It's me, Brian B. It's another episode on a Thursday night, so that means it's time for some entertainment. And I got some good entertainment for y'all because we've been promising you an episode for a couple weeks now, but your boy got sick, and I had to take it down. And I was sick, bro. This is the longest recovery I've had for a long time. I was like, man, I don't even know what happened. But I'm back. What's good, everybody? It's me. And it's another nostalgia night here on ENT. But we're going to be talking about something that we're familiar with, not something that we're necessarily in the same realm of, because I was born in 1987. So I just missed this period. I was like 3 years old running around still in diapers. But it's still one of the periods that introduced the era known as the 90s, the beginning stages. So me and Kyle, we're going to talk about it. But first, we're going to ask you to head on over to YouTube and like and share and subscribe to the channel. We have a whole bunch of shows that we do like this. If you are a fan of any of the shows that we do, what shows do we do? I'll tell you. We do the B-Line Web Show on Tuesday nights. That's where we talk a little bit of everything, especially a lot of stuff going on, hot topics, maybe even some interviews. And we do that Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. And then, of course, we got straight through the roast wrestle talk with the STR Nation. We were all in the building last night. We had a really awesome conversation, had a lot of fun. And if you're a wrestling fan, that's where you want to be at Wednesday nights. But then if you are a fan of entertainment, you are in the right place because we host the B-Line Entertainment Show Thursday nights, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. All streaming live, all with live active comment section that you can join in the fun and talk, whether it be a game, whether it be nostalgia, whether it be whatever it is. We there. You're really cute, bro. Well, I thank you. I appreciate it. Yo, my name is Brian B, and we got a show to do, so let's go!
Our wrestler is dead! The Watch List.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
Now, Supergirl at the end of Superman, right? That's all they were talking about was getting some.
Have some more!
Oh, the sloppy.
Sure that I'm not getting in my own way and building my own mentality instead of just allowing it to be built.
And it's a great song. Highs and lows, great hook.
Batman, Master of the Fantastic.
Yeah, remember these guys?
They missed an opportunity.
Minimal like a freaking McDonald's.
Like a damn package of. You think this is orange juice? All right, y'all. All right, let me calm down a little bit. I've been sick, bro. It feels good to getting out and about. But listen, I don't host the show by myself. I got a co-host, and he's in the building. My man from the A for Able podcast, doing it all, not being normal. It's your boy, Kyle. Eric, what up, Kyle?
What's going on? What's going on, B?
Yo, chilling, man. Feels good to be back up behind the mic. I've been behind the mic all week.
Mm-hmm.
Feels good to be back. How you doing,
getting your energy back? It's been kind of an up and down day for me. I went to a funeral earlier today, and I'm literally just getting back. I've only been back home for like an hour.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm definitely glad you decided to jump on, man. Hope it was a nice ceremony and you had some nice remembrance.
It was a beautiful ceremony. It was bittersweet because obviously, but
of course,
we had some laughs, we had some good food, some good people, and it felt good to talk about them, but still,
I get it, bro. I mean, that's one of the things about funerals, man. It's like, of course they suck. You know what I'm saying? It's like a given, but it's like when you do get everybody involved, a lot of times I remember it was a funeral we went to with my family.
Mm-hmm.
It was like everybody was like acknowledging, like, damn, this is the only time we see each other. You know what I mean? It was like,
that's real.
isn't that crazy?
That's real. Oh.
Yeah, man, it's really crazy. Hey, what up, Zakia? Zakia, how you doing, Zakia?
How you doing?
But
yeah,
well, I'm definitely glad to see you, bro. Hopefully, we can go ahead and lift your spirits up a little bit tonight. I know nostalgia is definitely a giant.
That is definitely my thing.
Yeah, this is our time period, bro. We were both born in 87.
We were born in the 80s. Yeah, 87. 87.
Yeah, so we're gonna get to know the 80s a little bit, guys. I do want to make a couple of announcements because, like I said, we're back. We are pushing forward again. I took a little bit of time off. I missed a couple of weeks. I was really trying to do a really steady consistency, but you get sick, shit happens. But we're back. So we are going to be having a new show cranked out. We're looking to go all the way through June. So it's a lot. I may miss a couple here and there, but we should have at least two shows going through June every single week. With that being said, we still are looking for some new people who wants to come on and a product that you have or a show yourself or whatever you're doing, man. We were looking to showcase you in some of our slots. So if you are in that situation, are you looking for that as well? Reach out to me and we'll talk about it and see what we can do so we can promote, because we definitely looking to build right now. We got a lot going on with the business, and I'm excited, bro. You can also still go to the B-Line, the B-Line Entertainment LLC.com. Right now it's under construction. We are doing some updates to the channel and everything like that, so it's going to be live and all a lot better, more intuitive, whatever you call it. I don't know. I'm just getting back. Leave me alone. I got a lot of words for you today.
Yeah.
What does the kid say? Funerals double as family reunions in my family. I think in a lot of families, a lot of families, unfortunately.
Yeah, my family's pretty big, and this was my brother-in-law's family, and a lot of his family come from they come from Jamaica. Some are here.
Okay.
Yeah, some are over here, some are still on the island, some are different places around the nation. So so some of them I felt like I was meeting for the first time, and others it was just there was a really good turnout. Let's put it that way. It was a really good turnout, and everybody was wearing green, which was also my favorite color. So
Gotcha. Well, glad to hear it was a good turnout and everything like that. And prayers with you, bro. But we're gonna keep rocking forward today. But man. So with the 80s, man, we got a couple of topics that we're gonna hit. I also wanted to tell you guys that next week we will be back with a brand new show. I've watched a lot of new stuff. Kyle, I don't know about you. Kyle, check it out. I've even watched a little anime.
Word.
Next week. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did your daughter putting you on to some stuff, or you just
believe it or not, I watched Invincible.
You watched Invincible?
I finally got into Invincible. I'm a fan of the Boys. The Boys on Amazon Prime is really good.
Yeah.
And the Invincible is like the anime that's stretched off from there. Really good show. Really good show, man. It's a brutal show, but
it's a brutal show. But I love the storytelling. It's more of an American, it's more of an American thing, but you can tell the anime influence.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely anime, like as far as like the character depiction. But we're gonna talk about it next week. We're gonna rate it. We're gonna do a bunch of stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've watched recently, so we're gonna do a watch list show. And get back to some of the movies and stuff that are coming out. Going into we're almost heading into spring and everything.
Right. So I can't wait. Can't wait till spring. All this cold, man. It's warming up a little bit over here. Like during the day, it's a little warmer, and then at night, it's starting to get cold again. But
let's go ahead and start kicking it into it. It's nostalgia night. Yo, let me ask you something, bro. When you think about nostalgia, when you think about the 80s, what do you think about? Like, what's the first thing that pops in your head?
First thing that pops in my head is the music, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. As an '80s baby, '90s kid, but as an '80s baby who grew up, and you can relate to this. We had a lot of music in the house.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. We had a lot of music in the house. We had we had DJs in the house. I had a couple of family members that had been in movies. There was a lot of. Yeah, I had an aunt, speaking of the '80s, who had a part in Crush Groove.
Oh, okay. I remember Crush Groove.
Crush Groove is still one of my favorite films when it comes to hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So that was a beautiful, and that was one of the first things I thought of when you said we were going to be doing the '80s, because the first thing I think of is early, like early hip hop before it really started popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they had the whether it was the high top fades with the the cuts in them and stuff like that. You had
the colorful clothing.
Yep. Adidas.
Adidas. You had the crazy, the crazy drum, like the crazy drum beats, the breakdancing, graffiti, all of that.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. It definitely was a time period. It was a defining time period for music, because you literally came into this realm where it's like I don't want to say, well, honestly, yeah, it really was, like, because rap, as far as hip hop goes, like it was the beginning of like the 80s. Was it why do I always forget the name? But the first, I did a freaking book report about this in school. Like, one of the first hip hop songs ever was
one of the first hip hop mainstream songs. You mean by Sugar Hill Gang?
No. Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight. That was from Sugar. That was from Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah.
Hey, Sugar Hill Gang. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I'm tripping.
It's all good. Yeah.
I was thinking about Sugar Hill Gang. I was thinking about what's it called? Celebrate good times. Come on.
Yeah.
Cool in the Gang.
Cool in the Gang. Wrong gang, bro. Wrong gang.
But nah, yo. But yeah, so it really did start off like in the early 80s, man. Whether you had, the Humpty and shit like that, like they were building all that stuff up, getting ready for the transition, whether Rev Run DMC,
Beastie Boys,
Crush Groove, Beastie Boys,
LL Cool J, debuted in the 80s. A lot of great artists who are still considered the godfathers and godmothers today. They started in the like late 70s, early 80s. You know?
Yeah, man. So, the track suits and everything. Like, it was hip hop was more than just music. It was an attitude. It was a style. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what transitioned to, like, the earlier 90s. I think, whether it be the earlier 90s to the late 80s, you started getting more of the hardcore rap. Like, remember when rap transitioned from just like, we're in the club and when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall. It's like you got the transition to now you hearing, like, whether it be Method Man or Naughty by Nature, even, like, they just started getting a little bit more political and politically incorrect and just like, street, you know what I mean? Ain't no other way to say it. But it definitely was an interesting time. But back in the day, we talk about the 80s. One thing about them for certain, bro, is they knew how to fucking party, man.
They did.
It was all about partying,
bro. They did. Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, the 80s all about partying. I mean, whether it was like, everybody was dancing, break dancing, like all of this stuff was happening. You'd be outside with a piece of cardboard just dancing in the middle of the street. You don't even see that shit now. Like, people
on occasion,
hold the sign now. They just want. They hold the cardboard and would give me money. Damn it, I ain't doing nothing.
I'll break dance for you. Like it's you know what. But you know what I love. I'm not a big fashion guy. I am not a big fashion guy. I am a t-shirt and jeans or a hoodie and jeans type of dude. You know what I'm saying? Earlier today, I had to wear a suit. Felt uncomfortable. But
for real.
But yeah, in the 80s, it felt like people were experimenting. Like you had it really felt like people were experimenting. Like you had guys wearing like sheared and low cut shirts and nobody batted an eye. You had, you had like you had like we were talking about, you had the track suits, you had the high top, fades, you had all these colors in patterns. You had all of this, you had like these crazy looking like colors and patterns and stuff on clothing, and nobody batted an eye. And if you're a Prince fan, if you were a Prince fan or a early hair metal fan, nobody batted an eye in the 80s. They were like, okay, yeah, we got guys wearing, the eyeliner and everything else, but they rock hard. And pause, you know what I'm saying? But
no, for real, that's what it was.
It was very much an experiment. It was very much an experimental era. And if you're a Michael Jackson fan, especially in the days of, I envy my parents sometimes. I envy my parents because my parents were teenagers in the 80s, yeah. So they got to experience a lot of this stuff.
For real.
Yep,
wearing their parents' clothes, stuff like that. Yeah, they got to experience this stuff, and they also got to grow up in a culture of like what is it called? Like not new age, you know what I mean? Like
new age, yeah.
They were able to be redefined, like you're explaining, like be redefining. They weren't like necessarily copying, they were taking risks, they weren't scared to take risks. And it was benefiting because you had a group of people in the world collectively, whether it be Michael Jackson, Prince, David Bowie, you know what I'm saying? Like Madonna, like these were people who were risque before it was cool, coming off of the 70s and the 60s, where it was, people were experimenting in different ways, maybe a little bit more intellectual, you know what I'm saying? Like, psychedelically, like people were experimenting differently. You had the prohibition, and music and culture was starting to come alive in the 80s is what I really was like paying attention to when I got there. So we're going to pull this down for 1 second because I wanted to touch bases on a couple of other things. I got something queued up for the very beginning of the 1980s. What was happening, you ask? Okay, let's find out. I got a little clip here, and it kind of describes like what life was back in 1980s, right when it started, right at the end of the 70s. So I'm going to pull this up here for y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it. I hope y'all can see it, but I'm going to pull it up in a smaller piece for me because I can't read that shit. I'm sorry, but we're going to try to get into as many like topics as we can about the 80s, and then we're going to, get everybody's piece on it. Oh, and I didn't say, but the top 5 is going to be their top 5 favorite food from the 80s, or at least inspired by the 80s. So that'll be something that y'all can go ahead and get ready for in a minute. But back in the 1980s, what were you doing as far as news headlines? All right, here we go. Ted Turner, the beginning of CNN 24-hour news.
Oh, the 24-hour news.
So CNN started right in 1980. It's a product of the 80s. The Rubik's Cube was made by Ideal Toys. That debuted in the 80s. Post-it notes. Damn. Like who
didn't know that one?
Stuff you don't think about, right? Like,
I thought Post-it notes were earlier.
Yeah, Post-it notes started in the 80s, which is interesting. You had the U.S. defeats the Soviet. Oh man, during ice hockey. Okay, in ice hockey. Sorry, let me not start a war over here on my show and shit. But you also had millions of viewers watch TV soap operas like Dallas. That was on in the 80s. That's one of the longest running TV series of all time.
I think that was one of my grandmother's favorites. It was that and The Young and the Restless.
They loved that, bro. You had the Beatles, John Lennon. He got shot in the 80s. Jimmy Carter was president. Food and candy favorites. You had Starburst, Ben and Jerry's was popular.
That started in the 80s?
Yeah, a lot of stuff that I didn't know either. Like, Twix, instant ramen, Orville Redenbacher's popcorn, Yoplait yogurt. A lot of the stuff that we're still like really big on today actually started around this time period, So it's crazy. Hot songs, we were talking about music. You had Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd.
Nice.
Magic by Olivia Newton-John. That was right after Grease and everything. Grease came out in like 1978. And of course, we're gonna get to it in a minute. We're gonna talk about music, but Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson Rock With You in 1987. Michael Jackson was picking up big in the 80s. Then you had what else we got? Toys, games. You had Star Wars action figures, Mattel electronic football, Speak and Spell. Woo, that's a classic.
That's a throwback right there.
For real.
I feel like they need to bring that back. If it isn't, I'm just saying, based on some things I've been reading lately, we need to bring back some of these old school educational toys. No screens.
Chat GPT now. They just do your homework for you. You don't even need.
I'm saying.
You don't even needed this shit. What was playing in the movie? Okay, 1980 in the movies, you had Empire Strikes Back.
Strikes Back. Yeah.
Private Benjamin. I don't even know.
Private Benjamin. Yeah. So I believe that's an Army film. I believe
you heard of that one? The Blues Brothers, Caddyshack, Urban Cowboy. Yeah, Friday the 13th. That came out. Lady and the Tramp. That came out. So yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Wait, hold on. Lady and the Tramp was the 80s?
Yeah. You don't remember those Disney movies, man. People forget that, like Bambi and Snow White. That shit came out in like the 40s, bro.
I'm saying that's why Lady and the Tramp seems older.
Yeah, like it should be older, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. I had a Speak and Spell. Yeah, I had a Speak and Spell too. I had a Speak and Spell. I had a Light Bright.
The Light Bright.
Listen to this one. A Magnadoodle. Remember Magnadoodles? He's right on them and then erase it.
Never heard of those. What? Oh, wait a minute.
You heard of it, bro?
Yeah, I know. No, hold on. I think I know. I know. That's what that was called.
A Magnadoodle, yeah. Well, there was a bunch of different names for those devices. Like you had Magnadoodle, then they had like the off-brand one. Magnadoodle was the one with the blue frame. It was a big one. And then you had the red slider at the bottom and the little pen. And you draw pictures. You got the little stamps with it too. Bro, listen, I'll fuck with a Magnadoodle right now. I love it.
Some of these things they need to bring back for real, like with no extra stuff. Like I don't want no Bluetooth. I don't want no Teddy Ruxpin. I don't want no Teddy Ruxpin with Bluetooth, bro. I don't
coming to life like Chucky and shit, right?
For real, dude. I had a Teddy Ruxpin growing up, and
really,
yeah, and I had learned that came out a little bit after I was born. I was like, hold on. If they stopped selling that by, they said in the video essay that they stopped selling it sometime in the early 90s. I'm like, how the heck did I have one then? Because I remember vividly. I had the tapes. I had everything. The only thing it didn't do was it didn't come to life and start talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
let me blow your mind if we talking about stuff coming to life and talking to you. This is the kind of stuff, if you walked into a house in 1980 or 1981, this is what a high-tech powered television was looking like. Check this out. Nothing compared to what the hell we had.
First off,
anything near. This is wild, ridiculous, yo.
First off, what company made that?
This was from Sampo. I don't even know. That's the brand. I don't know exactly which one, but this is the TV that I found. It's one of the models. I mean, there's plenty of different ones.
That thing is.
You had one of them too. Yeah, Magnadoodle. I think you're talking about.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh man, no, but that thing is huge. Not as big as the TV my grandmother had, but still, that is huge.
Did she have the big wooden TV that sat on the ground?
Yeah, she had the Zenith with the wooden panel on it.
Hell yeah. And then the knob, you turn the knob, you see the color light up, and it's
we had that. We had that in the kitchen. That was man. Like we had the smaller model in the kitchen. That was reserved for the days where the cable went out, so you had to use the rabbit ears.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. Nah, man. We had the classic big TV on the floor, like you were saying, that you'd watch. It was on the floor with the wood all around,
the wood paneling, and it looked like there was two drawers on the
exactly. And then once that died, because it died eventually, then you put the little TV on top of the big TV, and that was basically the shelf. And now the big TV was basically like your bookcase stand, or whatever the hell was on playing with your toys on it. But these TVs, laugh out loud, hey. The better to watch the messiest game show that also came out in the 80s. Double Dare. Double Dare came out.
Big ups, babe.
That's right. Double Dare. You had 80s game shows, Double Dare, or just 80s contestant shows. Yep. The Love Connection. You had a bunch of stuff that was out in the 80s. That was big for that time, bro. As well as talk shows.
like cable TV. I don't think cable TV premiered in the 80s, but
too.
but the popularity of it really started getting
Record player.
popular at around that time.
Yeah,
I think HBO had premiered in the 70s, like the
that's
late
right.
70s, around there, and then more people started getting cable TV.
Yeah, yeah, man. TV was popping off, and if you remember during this time, if you were watching TV, MTV, that was huge. MTV was huge. This is back when they used to really play, and you weren't just listening to music; you were watching it. You were
These
watching the
crazy
videos,
music
and
videos.
bro,
I
wild.
believe it was it 1981 that MTV first went on air. I
Man,
think
oh, what? Oh, was it? Was it
I
that early? I didn't
I,
even. I
be-
didn't even check it.
I believe yeah I believe it was 81, and the first video ever to play was the Buggles video killed the radio star.
You're
Now
right. I do remember him saying that. Yeah.
and I had to put that on the when we were supposed to do this last week. I believe I had put that as part of the advertisement on my story
Really?
because it was too fitting. It was too fitting. You said that
Yeah.
you said we were going to do the 80s. That was the first song that popped in my head.
Video killed the
The radio
radio
star.
star. I
Hmm.
remember all of that.
Yeah,
Every time I think of that, I think of if you play Grand Theft Auto, you
yeah.
play Vice
Vice
City.
City.
Vice Bro, listen, Vice City is one of the best, yo. They don't talk about it as much as they used to. But
Yeah, because we're waiting for GTA 6.
oh
That's
man,
it.
listen, dude, I'm gonna be fucking gone by the time that's ready to come out. But yeah, the man, music in the 80s, man, was definitely something big. Like we were just talking about, we were talking about hip hop, but there was so much more. This is where you
Oh
saw
yeah.
Whitney Houston. This is
Hmm.
where you saw, like you see here, bro, it was Elton John. There was so many different talents. People basically just redefining what it looked like as a personal image. Back in the day, you had Frank Sinatra, you had people who used to get up, they used to wear suits and ties, they
Yep.
used to have more of a classy appeal. Now people were taking a little bit more risk, getting a little bit more crazy, whether it was the Boy George, with the more androgynous, or
Yep.
just the more punk rock, or the whatever it was,
Or
the
stuff like Queen,
yeah,
Freddie
yeah,
Mercury.
exactly.
You know,
Yeah, Queen, Freddie Mercury, Michael Jackson with the zippers and stuff like that, and
with
the
the
leather
zippers and the
jackets. Wild, bro. This guys, but they reinvented style, man. It was like they took risks and they did what was necessary to give people the understanding that, hey, yo, listen, there's not just one type. Kyle, you're one person who says all the time, don't be normal. Like, you got the
facts.
hat. What did it say again?
Never be normal.
Never be
Never be
normal.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's like,
it's basically like I didn't want to be like everyone else expected me to be, because I'm not.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was the disabled kid that heard music in his head all the time.
Yeah.
So it was so to me it was like that is outside the norm. So never be normal.
Yeah.
But
so it looks like the time period that we're from kind of just defined that, bro, because they really went against what you would classify as regular, normal, or whatever standard.
mainstream.
VCRs became the norm in almost every household during this time. Yes, they did. I remember going to the store. I think it was like a Kmart or a Caldor. I remember going there and buying. I remember when my parents first brought a VCR, and I remember looking at it, and I was little, bro. I remember this shit like it was yesterday too. And I remember them putting it together, and they put it up on the thing, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and they put a tape, and they were all happy about it. And I remember being in the store and seeing the box that it came in. And at this point, I didn't really, know. When I was a kid, I used to watch. I was a fucking geek. I used to watch Jeopardy. I used to love Jeopardy, like when I was a really young kid, and that's what I was just watching on TV, whether it wasn't cartoons and stuff.
And, I know we're gonna get there though. I know we're gonna get to the cartoons.
Yeah, we're gonna go really quick here in a minute. But we definitely VCRs were a big thing back in the day. I don't know if we ever had an 8-track, but that was before VCRs.
Yeah,
when VCRs came out, bro, it was a wrap. Everybody.
I believe some of my family members did, but I never got to experience that because that was before, obviously that was before me. So, seeing it up close, I think one of my uncles, he might have had one. My uncle, he real smooth. That's my uncle Butch. Yeah, it's my uncle Butchie. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? He probably had one, or my aunt Vivian. I think they both had 8-track. She had 8-track tapes until freaking 2000s.
Yeah, some people like to keep what they like, bro.
Yeah.
It's hard to get away. Ty said that CDs started releasing here in the States in 1982. You know what? That's so crazy because you don't think about that. You don't think about it, but all that stuff starts early, bro. You don't think about it because it doesn't really pick up and it doesn't really catch on until later. But it starts early, just like home computers and stuff like that. Like that shit started back in the 80s too. Yeah. But it's like you don't think about that because it didn't really catch on until like the late 90s, going into the 2000s, where everybody was starting to have home computers in their house.
But you also got to keep this in mind. It was expensive.
That's right. As hell.
It was really expensive for it to be for it to become more accessible for people to have a CD or a combination tape deck, record player, CD player. If you had that stereo in your home, you were the man.
Yeah, you had money, bro. And even with just a CD player, like to have something like that, a small deck CD player, like $300-$400 back in the day, man. And then 20 years later or 15 years later, we were walking around with them shits in our pocket. You know what I'm saying? While it was skipping on us and stuff. If it was skipping when we had them at that time, just imagine what it was doing like the first ones. Like you couldn't breathe too hard in the house on the table. Like that shit was skipping everywhere.
But it's funny how old stuff becomes new again. Because vinyl has had a resurgence. Certain styles of dress have had a resurgence. Even our era, which was the 90s to the 2000s, that the style has started to come back again. And to me, it seems a little too soon.
Well, that's because we're not understanding that, and I'm facing this a lot of times, Kyle. We're not understanding that our time period is way more far back than we think, bro. We like to understand. Like, the stuff that we used to do, we did, especially when we were kids, 30 years ago. 30 years. If we were 10 years old right now, talking about 30 years prior, we'd be talking about like the 60s, damn near.
That's crazy.
It's like, that's what's crazy, bro. It's really crazy.
It's our turn. I have no problem with getting older. I have no problem with getting older. I am a little apprehensive about what might happen with my disability, but that's a different story.
Gotcha,
Other than that, I have no problem with getting older because as a nostalgia head, I can introduce all of this stuff to the younger kids. Like, hey, what was this? Oh, sit back and let me tell you the story of the original Ninja Turtles comics. Okay,
that's right.
I'm gonna tell.
Speaking of Ninja Turtles, let's go ahead and just dive into it right now because one of the big things I want to talk about tonight before it gets too late is, of course, man, what was on TV. This is TV. Remember Martin would have the baby and Tommy said, "There's no umbilical cord." He said, "We don't need no umbilical cord, Tommy. This is TV." Yeah. But listen, what was on TV in the 80s, man? A little bit of everything, believe it or not. I got these lists here, and we're going to talk about some of the things. But let's get right into it. I know you want to talk about it. You just said Ninja Turtles, bro. Ninja Turtles kicked off one of the greatest cartoon lineups, whether it was Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, Transformers, G.I. Joe, DuckTales, Inspector Gadget, the Smurfs. Scooby-Doo, like that was 70s, but it came back like hard in the 80s.
Scooby-Doo ain't going nowhere. Scooby-Doo just takes breaks every couple of years.
Just like Ninja Turtles, all of this stuff. Yeah, like Inspector Gadget,
Garfield
even Looney
and Friends.
Tunes bro, stuff just stays around forever, man. It just recycles, yo. But also in the 80s, remember, like this was a time period also going into the 90s where everything also had like a reinvention of cartoon. Like one of my favorite things from the 80s, wrestling, WWF, when you had Hulk Hogan, bro, these guys were making cartoons out of this stuff before it was like something that they usually do.
Everybody had a cartoon.
Yeah, everything had a cartoon, bro.
Mr. T had a cartoon. he had a cartoon where he was solving mysteries with these teenage sleuths for what reason, I don't know. If you had a cartoon in the 80s and you were a celebrity, you were more than likely beating somebody up or solving mysteries or
Solving
teaching
crimes.
something, or you know what I'm saying. It's always something.
Yeah, that's how it was. Michael Jackson. I mean, everybody had some type of like animation about themselves because it was just a cool thing to do, bro. But yeah, you woke up in the morning and this was like really I don't know if it was the birth of like Saturday morning cartoons, but it was definitely like a giant jumping point for Saturday morning cartoons, man.
I miss Saturday morning cartoons.
Me too.
Me too. I miss the lineups. I miss the bumpers. You know what it was about that era of TV up to the time we started getting older. Even though I hate ads, they teach us patience. They taught us patience. It's if you flip that channel, which is something I would learn the hard way, you would end up missing some crucial parts of whatever show you were watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, had to sit back, and not for nothing also, but with ads also, you also got a lot of stuff. It's one of those things like, you weren't catered to by just being able to watch what you wanted. Like you had to watch things, and that taught you things as well. Like, you saw that commercial with the jingle on it that you're still singing to this day. You saw like there was a guy I was watching on TikTok, and he did a video about like the old school commercials, like top 5 favorite old school commercials, which I'm going to steal, by the way. But he did it, and he was singing one of the old school like vacation lodge commercials, and he was like, "Man, when I got older, I couldn't wait to go there." He couldn't wait to go there because he saw it as a kid. You know what I'm saying? If we lived in the era that we live now, and maybe you got an ad that pops up every now and then that you can skip in the first fucking 5 seconds that it's on.
If you're lucky, sometimes they would.
If you're lucky, right?
They won't let you skip every ad, but
Yeah. So it's like, you really didn't get the chance to experience. You just had the chance to, I like it. My friend said it. So you're, sometimes you're experiencing something or like, discovering something. Yeah. But for the most part, everybody's so casually just invested in what they know instead of like having that extra time to like find something by accident or have to sit through some shit, like you said, and be patient and learn about something else or whatever. But I remember waking up and watching Saturday morning cartoons, like you said, bro. Ninja Turtles was on in the morning. I'm more of the 80s, like, so Ninja Turtles, you had X-Men, you had what else? I watched wrestling, I watched a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I used to channel surf, so it was like it was different shows on. Whether it was ABC you were watching, it was Doug, it was they had a whole bunch of Mighty Ducks at one point. They always switched.
Mighty Ducks in the late 90s, yeah.
ABC in the morning, one Saturday morning on ABC. I used to love that shit, bro.
Oh, I miss that lineup so much.
Yeah, man.
The early intros, bro. But like every single one of these 80s cartoons had a banger for an intro. Had a very recognizable, very like earworm. You know what I'm saying? Like Transformers. Come on, more than meets the eye, and freaking Thundercats. They would come in roaring.
Gadget. That was like people sleep on Inspector Gadget, but then
Inspector Gadget. Bro, listen.
Catchy as hell, like
for real. And then you had Jim and the holograms, and all of that. Jim,
He-Man, Ghostbusters.
He-Man and Ghostbusters are franchises that keep coming back for like, let's try for this era. Let's try for this era. I know we'll talk about the what's going on with the new movie at some point, but like all of those catchy as heck theme songs, and still to this day, while cheesy because they were giant toy commercials, like this was very, very well animated for its time, manipulation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for real. But you want to know something? To a degree, right? Because it's like, of course they took advantage of what was captivating you. But I'm saying, what doesn't? You know what I mean? Like everything that comes out or everything that you like, there's so much stuff. Like, you know, if they made a Green Lantern ring right now with me as a fucking grown man, I go buy it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I had one. I had one for Halloween. I had to.
Yeah, let them make an Iron Man costume right now. Fuck it, I got money too. Like,
come on.
It's one thing about, like, you know, just, I guess you can call it taking advantage or taking advantage of opportunity, probably is a better way to state it. Because, like you said, man, like, they did the things right. They grabbed your attention in the right way. And that's one of the problems that we have now. Like, you know, you have people who will say, like, we're talking about the entrances. And nowadays, you'll watch a show and it'll just be a doom and then it'll be done. And then it'll go away. It's not even anything. It's like 3 seconds.
Quick,
that's
3
because
seconds
they're scared of losing people's attention.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it's like, look how much was gained from having these nice long introductions, whether it be a minute and a half, with the big song, the big thing every time. When they play the cartoons over now on, like, you know, Pluto TV and everything like that. Yep. Every time the intro comes on, I still watch it. Every fucking time. I watch every single one or whatever. You
have to. And I think one of the biggest ones that I saw, because I didn't get to see this until like later on when it was in reruns, thanks to Fox and ABC Family, but Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes.
Pee-wee's Playhouse. That intro was like a minute and a half.
For real.
Of just straight up insanity. And you just sat there with the squeaky voice and just jammed along to it because it was so catchy.
Bro.
You know?
If I have one for the watch list today, you just segued it hard as hell. One for the watch list today is one of my favorite movies of all time that I don't talk about a lot. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, bro. This, if there's not a movie that like screams I'm in the 80s, this is definitely one of them, bro. This is all about Pee-wee Herman, like you're saying, Kyle. Like, you know, when this Pee-wee goes back. You know what I'm saying? You watching Pee-wee, his shows, one of the first acting roles for Lawrence Fishburne. He was the I can't remember. He was
He was Cowboy Curtis. He was Cowboy Curtis. Yeah.
Listen, Pee-wee Herman's show, you know, what introduced Pee-wee's Big Adventure, where he lost his bike, his awesome, really super cool bike. And then somebody stole it or took it, and he was looking for the bike, and he was going across all over and having all these different little adventures, man. If you want to laugh, if you want to just be taken back, it's like the entrance with him. He's just a big goofy kid, and he's making his breakfast, and it's got all the contraptions that are making his breakfast.
Yeah.
Mr. T cereal, like, bro, come on.
Tell him Large Marge sent you.
Tell him Large Marge sent you. This is such a classic journey right here, bro. Like, unbelievable. You want to talk iconic? Compare the current Nick logo with the ones that they used in early 80s. You wouldn't even recognize the channel back. Yeah, no, you really wouldn't, yo.
That's facts, babe.
Classic splash with the whole Nickelodeon written on it.
Nobody else had that because it could turn into anything. It's just a splat. But
remember the orange guy with the bald head and the circle nose walking, and he would keep falling, slipping a banana peel, and splash, and then say Nickelodeon every time he splashed. Things used to be awesome, man. Now everything sucks.
Now everything has to be done in like seconds. Like everything has to be done in seconds. Everything's about shorts and in very quick consumable content. That's it,
bro. You know, I'll be on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that sometimes, and like you just said, they have YouTube Shorts. Yep. They have Instagram Shorts. So I'm like, y'all motherfuckers understand? Like, it was already short.
No,
most videos were like 10 minutes. We watch half-hour shows. You see what I mean? Like, they were already short, but now you need even shorter.
But you want to
entertainment in 2 seconds.
But you want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy? Netflix wants to start doing the same thing. They want to start doing like the vertical content.
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's just. Listen, Kyle. Let's talk for a minute. We don't take a break from the nostalgia. I'm not gonna get too serious, yo. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. One of the things that I noticed while I was sick, bro, as you guys know, there's a lot going on in the world right now, right? And this is a place where I want people to be able to come and just take a break from that bullshit, because it's fun to be able to be here. But you also can't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you when you take a vacation or you take a break, like you're choosing to put something to the side so that you can, continue with what you're doing.
Yep.
But it's like, man, I'm starting to get to a point. I think it is have something to do with getting older as well, man, where it's just like you really start waking up, or I don't want to say woke, because that's such lingo and terminology I don't want to even fucking entertain. But it's like,
that depends on how you use it. I only use it in the original term, in the original way it's supposed to be used, as in awake, aware. That is it. Not anything else that's overly political or has anything to do with race or anything else. It's other people that bastardize the original definition.
Very well said. I'll tell you that shit. Yeah, because it's just lately, bro. It's been hard for me to turn it off. It's been harder for me to take the part where I'm like, oh yeah, I know everything's fucked up anyway, blah blah blah. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah.
And it's been hard for me to like I'm paying attention to the crazies. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying when I say that, I'm saying the people that everybody deems he's crazy, he don't know, this guy is out of his mind. Oh, nobody talks. I'm paying attention to them motherfuckers, and guess what I'm finding out? They're all fucking right. And then you start saying, damn, well, what the hell was I listening to for so long? And you're like, wait a minute. And that's what you awake. You don't even know you weren't awake. You just fucking think like, man, everything that I learned is some crazy bullshit. Everything
was orchestrated. Everything was like, I read an article earlier today that said, actually, I've been seeing this around lately. Okay, so we've talked about analog clocks versus digital clocks, right?
Oh, shit, here we go.
Yeah, so they've determined that the previous generation is not, according to I don't know who did these studies, but they have determined that the previous generation after us is not as intelligent as we are.
Oh yeah, I believe it. Why? Because that's how they fucking designed it. Because that's how everything went through to give everybody a little bit more ease, a little bit, until it was a lot. Now we got ChatGPT doing our fucking homework for us. And you wonder why. You don't got to remember phone numbers. You don't got to do math. You don't have to do anything. You have a machine to calculate and do everything that you need to do. And now everything you do is done for you. So what do? You sit around, you look for more shit to do. You get in more trouble. You don't really experiment as much because you don't have to. You look for the easy way out of almost everything that you do. It's easier because you have other shit doing it for you, whether it be robots, fucking lawnmowers, or whatever you want to call it. That's going to make your life just a little simpler and more efficient. And then you're going to sit back and you're going to get fat. You're going to work from home and you're going to fucking establish nothing. But you're going to think you have everything because you have all this bullshit. And then you realize as you get older,
yeah,
damn, I really don't have anything. Why am I sad? Why am I depressed? Why am I miserable? Because you're eating bullshit and you're eating fucking fast shit because you don't got no time, but all you have is time because you ain't doing shit. It's crazy, isn't it crazy? Listen, bro. I've been thinking, motherfucker.
That is real because I be thinking the same thing sometimes. Yeah. Earlier today, not to harp on the clock thing, but earlier today, I'm at my parents' place and I see charts, right? It's like kids' worksheets with the clocks, right? And I look at her and I'm like, oh, you teaching my little nephew how to read a clock, right? And she's like, yep. I'm like, please, yes. Okay, do that. Because I keep reading that they're taking the clocks away. I'm like, okay, so, but instead of teaching them how to read an analog clock, you're just going to take them away because they can't read an analog clock. They got some of these kids doing like 5th and 6th grader worksheets in high school. So it makes me wonder, like I see kids on TikTok complaining that they can't do an essay, right?
Oh yeah. My kids couldn't either. Until my wife literally created whatever the fuck she called it, in school, after school program or some shit. Yeah. Like she made a whole program for my big kids, not even just our homeschool daughter, but for my big kids on the summertime, because they couldn't write essays. They came home and they were telling us their work that they were missing from school. And we're like, why are you missing this? And we're like, oh, we got to write an essay. Then they wrote it. And we looking at this shit like, what the hell is this? It's fucking crazy, man. It's not even their fault, man. It's just the way that shit is now.
But that's why, like, we don't even have to say it's a conspiracy. We don't even have to say it's a conspiracy because there were books stating that this was going to happen.
Bro, listen.
In the first, like, and I don't even have any kids. I'm staying. I'm staying that way. But at the same time, looking at my little nieces and nephews, like my oldest niece is 16, 17. I think she knows how to do all of that stuff. I'm pretty sure because her parents had her, were on it with that. My youngest ones, I think they'll be okay. In that way. But I remember we grew up in the once we got to school, we grew up in the Bush Jr. era. And what were they pushing? They were pushing No Child Left Behind.
Yeah.
They were pushing No Child Left Behind. So they were just letting everybody pass. I stayed back a grade in elementary school.
I stayed back grade 6th grade.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So because I was missing a lot of school after my last surgery and I didn't do the work that they sent home. So so they were like, maybe it's a good idea if he stayed back 1 year. And yeah, did I miss my old friends? Sure. Did I feel a little bit behind? After a while, I just got used to it because it had to be done. You know what I mean? It had to be done. I understood. You know?
Man, it's I mean, and like I said, it was just like I wasn't gonna like, but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's definitely been like on the forefront of my brain. Like it's just more and more as I'm getting older and as I'm looking at shit. And I've got so much shit in my phone right now, bro. It'll blow your fucking mind, yo. And I'm not saying that like I'm just some special person who obtains information, but there's a difference. And another big thing that I'm learning is the information that I have now is information that I could have had 20 years ago. It's information that I could have had 30 years ago. But the difference is I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't open to be aware that it existed, even though it was still in your face. It was constantly in your face. And that's the crazy shit about. It's not that we don't know. It's that we don't know that we should be paying attention.
Yeah. And it's what you're willing to pay attention to.
That's the crazy. It's not just because we're distracted by flashing lights. We are distracted by flashing lights, but that's not the reason that people don't know that, oh, I'm watching this because I shouldn't watch it. Like, when something's happening right here, they look over here, and then the kid looks their head and their parents turn their head. No, look over here. There's stuff happening over here, but we don't even think that's nothing. That's just somebody standing there. But this is fun. This is awesome. This is everything. That's nothing. That's there. Nothing's stopping me. I can see that too.
Yeah.
But I'm here because I like this. This is awesome. So it's like we just don't know. The shit that's always been there has been telling us stuff forever. And there's also the realm you get to once you start gaining more of an understanding of the things that you read and the things that you see, and you're putting it, you're backing it with experience and wisdom and shit like that or whatever. So it's a crazy conversation. Maybe we'll have this conversation on the web show because I definitely am thinking about it a lot. Yeah. But guys, we're gonna talk about more. Let's get back to the 80s. I ain't trying to bring nobody down, but it has been. This is on the forefront of my mind like every time I wake up. So I can't do shit about it. But let's close off, and then we're gonna jump into the top 5. Let's close off with of course something we definitely have to talk about. 80s movies, bro. Like, another turning point in entertainment was movies that came from the 80s. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put a list up on the screen of some of the most popular ones, and then we could talk about like the ones that we have experienced as we got older, because these all came out as we were little kids still or whatever. But Kyle, just off the bat, I know we were talking, I hope you guys can see that, man. I was really trying to do a good job of making it, what's it called? But off the rip, bro, what were some of the 80s classics that you got into as a kid or as you were growing up and stuff like that?
Okay, first off, Back to the Future is still one of my top favorite movies of all time. Back to the Future 1 and 2 specifically. That entire trilogy is goated to me. But E.T. Extraterrestrial, original. The Ghostbusters.
One of my favorites.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. I gotta watch that again. And at some point, there's going to be a Rocky marathon in my future.
Yeah.
I plan on watching every freaking Rocky movie, including the Creed films. I want
Creed
to
films
just
is good, man. Creed
I
films is good.
I just really want to just take a deep dive into that universe because I remember
Yeah.
watching Rocky. I remember liking it. I remember one time when oh my god, Nickelodeon did a parody of Rocky on All That.
I remember that.
Early, I remember it was like early 1994, 1995, and they treated Rocky like it was a spelling bee. Josh Server was playing Rocky, and and instead of boxing like regular, they were doing like aggressive spelling. You know, I'm like,
All
who
that was
comes
so
up with
creative,
that?
though.
Who comes up with that? He
All
was
that was
playing
shit, man.
Rocky like if it was a spelling bee, and it was just really aggressive, punch in the air spelling. Oh, let me get an N, a E, a U. I'm like, and then I got what they were parodying. I'm like, okay, that's beautiful.
But
Yeah,
you know what's crazy?
yeah,
And a big thing about this list, like you're saying, like you said it earlier too,
yeah,
a lot of these movies and a lot of these shows, you know, even though some of these were like, you know, they're you know, branched off from other things.
yep,
Actually not too much because some of this is just original content. A lot
yeah,
of that we don't get anymore. But a lot of this stuff is still around today, bro. Like they're
oh yeah,
bringing all of this shit back. Like, you know, you have the whole different storytellings of the ET extraterrestrial,
yep,
whether it be different movies that they play with all the time. They did it with the Super 8 movie. They've done a
facts.
lot of movies as far as ET. But
Uh,
you know, high school movies like The Breakfast Club,
Breakfast Club.
Ghostbusters just got redone a couple times. They're talking about doing it again.
They're talking about doing
Top
it
Gun
again.
just
Yep.
got redone in a movie theaters not too long ago. Rocky, we just talking about Creed, like Beverly Hills Cop, they just did a new one of
They just
those.
did
Like,
a new one of those.
bro,
Die
Karate
Hard,
Kid, Cobra Kai, like
Cobra Kai, Coming to America had Coming to America 2 after
that was really good. People were
like
hating
some
on that. But
30
that was
plus
really
years.
good. Yeah, man. I mean, there's so many of these movies. Scarface, talk about gangster movies and stuff. Like, you know, one of the
Didn't that have its
classics.
own? That had its own game, right?
Scarface as a movie, people like it because it was, oh, it's like a gangster movie, and you know, you got those people who are just like, no, yeah, I'm gangster too. I want to be gangster. I like that. I liked Scarface so much just because of the movie it was. It told a story, and if you go back and watch it, there's not a boring part to that movie, bro. From the beginning to the end, it's just consistent. Whether it's the story of seeing somebody go from broke to having everything, whether it's the story of just like, you know, of course the violence, of course, like the message of just like honestly what it is, bro. It's all about power, what you'll do, who you know. It's like it's crazy. You can be anybody, but in America, you know, especially now, like we just talked about, like in America of all places, you can be dominant by just following the rules. And what a message. Bro, Scarface is really good.
I made the mistake of watching that at like 1 a.m. because it's like a
Yeah.
2.5. It's like a 2.5, almost 3 hour movie.
Yeah,
And I
it's
had
pretty-
watched it for the first time on Stars had a action channel where they just showed nothing but action stuff. I'm talking like you know, it was just action movies from every era. They had an anime block with just action anime, introducing me to a lot of my favorites actually.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know, like what in the first time, it was the first time I had watched Scarface, and it wasn't like heavily edited because there used to be a made for TV version that came on every year, and people they would be like, you know how they have to go back and redub the words for TV.
Oh yeah.
Redub the cursing. Hilarious. But I always wanted to watch the whole movie because just about every musician at the time I was listening to, every rapper had quoted Scarface or had talked about Scarface at one point. I remember 50 Cent and G Unit, they did they did two things. There was a song on their first album called My Buddy. Which referenced the My Buddy doll from the 80s and had a sample of
Tony Montana.
Going with the classic line, "Say hello to my little friend."
Yep.
See, so I was able to bring that back to the 80s theme.
Bro,
just from
first of all, I love that fucking album. Goated to me.
Mhm.
I played that album, but that My Buddy song, I love that shit, especially
Mhm.
Banks' part. Everywhere I
Oh
go, I
yeah.
gotta pass around.
Yeah.
First one come
Oh,
out. Yeah, man. Listen, bro. I used to listen to that shit back, boy. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like it was because it was just that gangster feeling. I mean, it was definitely a strong movie, and I'm pretty sure if you watched it without like the cussing, like cussing and shit like that,
it's hilarious
um,
with the dub. It's hilarious with
bro,
the dubbed out curses.
it's so and all movies back in the day. I remember watching Friday. Like
Yeah.
Friday used to come on like USA, and they just changed all the hey, what the you doing? Like they'd say something. It would be so stupid, like the words that they did. What the you doing?
Mm,
And you're sitting there watching it, and you can't help but laugh because especially if you know what they really say. But
yep.
yeah, I remember that too, bro. Back in the day. Now they got a lot of options, so I don't know if
You,
they
you got you
sometimes they
got
would
you
just
got so
blank
many
out.
options.
Yeah,
You got
but
so many options. But I remember a good chunk of these movies on this list that I have either seen or heard. And okay, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Can we talk about that for a hot second?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
I was gonna ask you, we're gonna talk about that, but I was gonna ask
Yeah.
like how many of these movies haven't you seen? Maybe that's a better way to say
Haven't I seen? The last couple Rocky films, I haven't. I did not see those. A
Okay.
lot of these I saw later. Like later on. Obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a chunk of there's a good chunk of these that I have seen, and just
Yeah.
a few on this list that I haven't seen.
Yeah, I would say Stand By Me. I've never watched Stand By Me. I know it, I know the movie. I
Hmm.
even kind of know what happens in it. I
Hmm.
watched Stand By Me. I've never watched all of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I know a lot of it and I know the story. I just recently watched all the Rambos. I watched
Oh,
all
okay.
three of them. Well,
Did
they're
you
not three of them. There's actually more because the last couple ones he did were actually still really good when he's older.
did you watch the
Um,
cartoon show?
I did. I watched some of it. I didn't watch like all of it, but I watched a couple episodes of it when I
Mhm.
saw it on. And I also never watched Top Gun. But after that, I've watched. Oh, I have never. I think I've said this on the show too. I've never watched ET. I never watched ET.
Whoa,
I
whoa, whoa,
watched
whoa, whoa, whoa!
parts of
Still,
ET.
still, you
Yeah, man.
never
I've never watched it.
till this day. That's a family movie night right there, man.
I know, bro. I never even like. I've never actually even seen. I'm thinking about this shit right now. I've never even seen ET like on Netflix or HBO Max or any of them.
You
You know,
know
you probably
that
buy it, but
that
I've
is
never seen it just on.
that is surprising. Hold on a
You know
second.
that? I'm
Yeah,
telling
keep
you, I've
talking.
never seen it on HBO.
I'm gonna
I've never
Google it and
seen it
see where you
on
can watch it.
like you were saying, like we're back in the day. We used to watch Stars and
Yep.
Cinemax, and you know what I'm saying. But I've
Hmm.
never saw it come on. Like, oh, ET's coming on at 1 o'clock. Never, bro. It was always just one of them ones that just, I don't know if there's a reason for it, but
Ah,
yeah, I mean, it's just like Beverly Hills Cop, hell yeah, like the Goonies, yup, Gremlins. I watched that. I just watched Gremlins not even that long ago.
Okay, Gremlins. Gremlins is a classic. It has Halloween vibes. It has some Christmas vibes.
Christmas vibes.
It,
Yep.
it's like one of those movies that you could watch on both seasons, just like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, you watch on both. Yeah, yeah. I love Gremlins, bro. The original and Gremlins 2. And now they're coming out with Gremlins 3, which I hope is
Yeah.
really good.
I'm looking at where you can watch ET. So yeah, it's available, but none of the streaming platforms. It's all under paywalls, like $4.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm
I
like,
don't know
okay,
why they don't want you to watch the shit. I don't know what happened.
hey, Steve Spielberg. What's going on? One of your
Don't
biggest
respect, man.
films. One of your biggest films you can't watch on streaming. As many streaming platforms as there is today.
I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
man. But it is what it is. But yeah, man, it definitely was. Go ahead. You wanted to talk about Ferris Bueller. What was you gonna say about it?
Listen, Ferris Bueller is one of the ultimate like smart slacker films. You know what I'm saying? Because dude, he's skipping school. His sister is, his sister is just trying to, have a
Get in
life.
trouble.
Is getting is getting in trouble. That car scene was like that car scene with the I forgot the soundtrack because people love the soundtrack. But my favorite thing is Ben Stein. Now when I first time I ever saw that I remember Ben Stein, it was either I saw Casper or Richie Rich. He was in both those. He was in both those films
Yeah,
because
he was.
you cannot mistake that voice.
Yo,
You
nah,
cannot
not at all.
mistake that slow voice. You
Do you
know.
remember the first time I remember him? The first time I saw Ben Stein was in The Mask when
Oh.
with Jim Carrey when he was
Yeah.
because remember he went to the he was the psychiatrist when
Yeah.
when Jim Carrey. I think that was the first time because of course one of the most notable times I remember seeing him too. Like you said, also Richie Rich.
Yeah.
But when he was in the Clear Eyes commercial, those were the ones. No,
Mhm.
dry eyes are
Or
red.
dry
Clear
eyes,
are
red, dry eyes.
Yeah.
He had a game show on Comedy Central
Yep, he did. Win
called
Ben,
Win Ben Stein's Money.
Stein's money. Yeah. I remember all that shit, bro.
Oh,
Yeah, Ben
man.
Stein, bro. He was. I don't
You
even know
can't
what happened
mistake.
to
You
him.
can't mistake that voice. I think he's still working, but
Is
you
he
don't.
still?
Like, yeah, maybe I don't know, but I think so. But you can't mistake that voice.
A lot of love, man. And I hope you guys have enjoyed like some of these callbacks. Like there's definitely, of course, there's like a ton more that I've had, but you know, the show can't run on for 3 hours. But I mean, it's
I mean,
we've
it
definitely
could,
given
but it
you-
wouldn't be ideal.
Yeah, that's true.
We've done
That's
2.5 hour shows, didn't even realize it. We just talked.
We have. I mean, and I know coming back now, and also like I said, man, my headspace has just been a little clouded lately, but I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to talk about it. That's one of the big things. I'm glad we have a platform so we can talk about all this awesome stuff.
Mhm.
And you know, but yeah, I mean, the 80s weren't my time period. It's when we were born, but it wasn't my time period. I do appreciate a lot from the 80s because you
Yep.
can see the connection of
Yep.
where the 80s kind of walked so the 90s can run.
Yep.
Without a doubt, you know, and it's definitely a better time period than, of course, like we were talking about earlier. Things were a lot more fun. Things were a lot more free. You know, a lot more personality. What was it about the 80s and the 70s and stuff like that, where everything was like this orange hue? Did you notice that too?
Everything had some sort of everything had some sort of color or colors that defined it.
Like a filter and shit. I'm talking about like literally like just like the pictures and like even when I looked up like this picture of like an old McDonald's and it was just like the hue of it was like kind of like that orangey brown look.
Yeah.
Not the color itself, but just like the imagery. Like everything looked like it was done, you know, with a curtain over it and shit. I fucking love, bro.
You know,
I don't know.
And now where like we have filters where we can get that, you know, we can get that look, you know what I'm saying, to make it look aged and make it look retro. But when you look back at like older pictures, especially the Polaroids, like if somebody has a you know like a stack of Polaroids, you'll notice that orangey light and especially when they're aged. You know what I mean?
For real. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I definitely understand what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, we're going to go ahead and hit up the top 5 here tonight. It's going to be top 5 favorite foods. And then we're going to go ahead and head back. I've been in this studio all day because I work again and I'm back at it. So we're not going to do a crazy long show today. Mm-hmm. But we're going to do a quick top 5, Kyle. We've had like 2 weeks to think about this shit.
Yeah.
So I guess it is what it is. Now, this is going to be, I just want to define it a little bit, make it easy for ourselves. Like, there's not anything specific. It's not like in the 80s, they were eating this. And then in the 90s or 2000s or whatever, we're not eating it anymore. Like, it's pretty much the same simple stuff, bro. Like,
same stuff.
Yeah, they just had kind of different takes. And I actually, once we get done, I'll tell you guys like a little bit of a comparison of like what we were eating in the 80s compared to like stuff that people are eating mostly now, which is interesting. But I'll go ahead and kick it off. Start top 5. Top 5 favorite things from the 80s, meals that a lot of people used to eat back in the day. Spaghetti, baby. You put some spaghetti in the pot with some meat sauce. I'm talking about something easy. Just a couple pieces of bread with some butter on it. Spaghetti. Whole cooked spaghetti. Feed 40 people in the house. Spaghetti. Love it, bro. Don't gotta be all fancy pants. Don't gotta be anything. Just take some tomato sauce with some meat and some noodles, and that's it. And you good. And that was the classic staple, especially in my house. I remember that's what my mother would throw down some spaghetti. Yep. But what do you think about that one?
I'm you know, honestly, till this day, if I'm like, because I always have some spaghetti on hand. You know what I'm saying? I always have some spaghetti on hand. I gotta get the sauce.
Mhm.
I gotta get the Parmesan cheese, and and just hook it up with some. I like angel hair pasta. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Angel hair's good. Angel hair pasta always feels thin. Like when you're eating
Yeah.
it feels like more stringy a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But with certain dishes, I fuck with it hard. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Man, I'm
What you got?
looking at it. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I'm looking at I'm looking at a list of 80s, of like 80s foods. And I had to think about
Me
it. Like
too. Shit.
what came out on the 80s? I didn't know. So the stuff that was on this list is stuff like Doritos, Nerds. But you know what? I got to start off the list with microwave popcorn.
Okay.
I got to start off the list with microwave popcorn because we were just talking about movies.
Yeah.
And what is it when you're at home and this is during the early days of video rentals. Matter of fact, this is during the early days of video rentals, the early days of VCR, home media.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So what would be better to pop in it in on your top loader VCR.
That's right.
And
that's right. It pops up and then you put it down, then you smash it down. That's right. That's how it used to be.
Yep. I had one that slid in, I had the one that slid in this way.
In the front, right? Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I knew how to my dad was like, you were learning how to program the VCR at 3 years old. I'm like, yeah. He says that all the time. Like I knew how to do the tracking and everything.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
He was up there.
Yeah. It's stuff that, as soon as I say that, I'm like, oh, I know I'm aging myself. Because if anybody under the age of 30 is watching this and they're like, what's that? What is that? What is any of that? Tracking. Yep. When your stuff gets staticky because the tape is getting worn, that's it. And tape was the tape.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta explain everything. You gotta explain that you had to rewind the film that was actually wrapped on a spiel or whatever, a spool, and then and then that's how it played by. To this day, I don't even know all the way, but basically a projector system basically ran through the film and fucking put it onto the screen of your television. That was actually a big piece of glass that was a flashlight or a mirror or something in the back of it with lights. It's a lot compared to your little board that you just got in your shit now that just is damaged in 5 seconds.
It's a lot, and no, but if we didn't have VHS. We would have VHS beat out Betamax. Yeah. Right. But VHS beat out Betamax because I believe it was because of the porn industry. The porn industry helped us figure out as far as physical media what was viable for them to put their media on. So it's like, okay, 8-tracks were good in quality, but they were expensive to produce. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Damn, I didn't know about that either.
If I have that information wrong, somebody check me. But the porn industry did help a lot when it came to home media.
I bet. Yeah, that's one of the things that people were definitely wanting to get. It was something that you couldn't find everywhere. And nobody wanted to go to the damn porn movie theaters and sit there with 4 other
and sit there in a trench coat
over there whacking off, getting caught like Pee Wee Herman and shit.
Oh my god!
Remember that? Remember that shit?
Oh my god!
Talking about Pee Wee.
Oh my god!
Like that. He was Pee Wee and his shit in the movie theaters getting
oh my god!
arrested.
But he's in a porn theater though.
He was whacking it.
He could have waited till he got home. That was his issue. He didn't wait till he got home. If he waited till he got home, he wouldn't have had that problem in the first place.
Yo, listen, Kyle, do you know how much porn I would not be watching if I had to fucking go somewhere and park my car to watch it? I would
absolutely
I would never.
The shame would be all over my face.
Getting ready in your house, taking a shower, getting ready so you can go to the movie theater and watch a porno. And how did you even hear about it in the first place? Like, was there an advertisement in the newspaper? Come watch Cecilia's dressing.
come watch the premiere of Deep Throat.
Deep Throats.
Oh my god!
And it's like some elegant shit because that's how they did it back in the day. Well, some of them. There was some raunchy shit. Yeah, there was some raunchy shit. All right, damn, we're on the top 5 food. We wilding today. How the fuck we get here, yo?
I'm sorry. That's not even food.
We're talking about food. Like,
That's
you don't
what
even
we're
know
talking
movies anymore. You said microwave popcorn. We talking about fucking porn in theaters and Pee-wee Herman whacking it.
Wait a minute. Who's it? You know what? I don't want to know who's eating popcorn while watching porn. I don't want to know.
Yo, listen, who is eating popcorn while watching porn, yo? In the movie theater. In an IMAX. Fucking buttery hands. And you're just like, oh, this is
Buttery
this is
hands,
convenient.
great. Yeah,
That's
this will make a nice lubricant. I'm done.
Oh, yeah.
Done.
We're wilding out. All
done.
right, let's jump to number 4, y'all. Let's go. We're still on top 5 favorite foods that from the 80s that we were eating in the 80s.
Mhm.
All right, and I'm definitely gonna go with number 5. I'm gonna jump right in there and say TV dinners, yo. That was one of the things.
Yeah.
Whether it was Stouffer's, whether it was what's it called,
Hungry Man.
Swanson's, Hungry Man. Give me a Salisbury steak.
Salisbury
give me some mac and
steak,
cheese,
baby. Give me that Salisbury steak.
Yep. Give me some spaghetti, whatever, bro.
On top of that black tray that it's obvious.
You need your dairy intake. For real.
Oh,
you wilding out over here. Look, it's all, yo.
Now see, I got somebody that matches my energy perfect. Seriously.
There you go. But yeah, microwave dinners, like you said, microwave popcorn. It wasn't a microwave, didn't it? I don't think it was invented in the 80s. But it didn't start to get.
That came out in the 70s.
70s. But it was starting to get. I know it was just like kind of like the VCR. It was starting to kind of pick up and get into people's homes more in the 80s. I think. I don't know, but yeah, popcorn. You just had the easy way to make your food, and you know when it got more to the late 80s, you know, like I remember the early 90s more than anything. But I was going 4 or 5 years old, so it was like I remember like my moms and them getting like the Stouffer's mac and cheese and shit like that. And I used to love that, bro. And yeah, just an easy, fast dinner. Like now it's like you curse it, but it's like every now and then I'll go and I won't want to cook anything. I won't want to spend a whole bunch of money on fast food. And I'll go to Walmart, check out they got a couple of microwave burritos or stuff like that, and just grab a couple of maybe Stouffer's dinners or something like that and pop them in. Yeah, they hit the spot every now and then. But yeah, definitely TV dinners. Yeah, coming in clutch.
Yeah, definitely for me. Now that I know that these came out in the 80s, nerds.
Nerds are good as shit.
And I know.
Yeah, nerds is good, yo. I didn't realize that they came out. There was a couple of different candies that came. Pop Rocks,
another
one that's really good. Yeah, Nerds, Pop Rocks, same kind of family. But yeah, Nerds is pretty good. Fun Dip.
Okay,
they had a bunch of that stuff.
What was the deal? What was the deal with sugar candies that just looked like liquid cocaine? What was the deal?
Booger sugar in here.
Pixie sticks and freaking what was the deal with that?
Practice makes perfect. That's what it was. Start your engine. Them motherfuckers had pixies. Remember pixie sticks, right?
Pixie sticks.
Yeah. That was just sugar. That was a crack, bro. You wonder why niggas was over there. Later on, we was eating Kool-Aid packs. It was all with the powder, bro.
Yeah.
It was just wild. Ring pops. It was just getting us ready for fucking just the meth, all that shit that's going on now. But yeah, man. Yeah, Nerds is definitely a good one. If you go to the store, like, is that still something that you're buying today? Like, you see a pack of Nerds every now and then.
You know what? I haven't had Nerds in a while. I haven't had the Nerds candy in a while, but it does make me feel very, it does make me feel very nostalgic. As a kid, I would, because remember it came with 2 flavors.
Oh right? Yeah.
So
some of them did.
Some did. So I would, I would flip between 2 and the 3 and get the little pills. You know what? I'm starting to rethink a lot of stuff. Oh my God.
Bro,
in real time, I'm starting to think a lot of stuff, man.
Shit was practice, bro.
What was the
they were trying to get us, yo.
The size of the stuff. Why did it look like that, dude?
Yep. They had little things that pop out of the thing, whatever. You fucking sit there and shake a box. You're sitting there. That's probably. I'm telling you, that's addict shit, bro. That's addict
yellow,
shit.
Purple pills. Oh my God.
Yeah, we wilding. All right, so we got Nerds up in there. Let's go. Yeah. All right, what's next? We got number 3. Let me see. All right, let's just go right ahead, and I'm gonna go with for the environment as well as the food, pizza spots. That was one of the things that I liked about, like, whether you're watching movies and stuff like that or whatever, you always have, like, you know, in the 80s, they have spots. It's not just Domino's, it's not just Papa John's, you know. If you're from up north, there's a little bit more, but if you're from the south, you don't really have it as frequent. Like, you have more like restaurants, but you literally have pizza spots, bro. You walk in, you used to have tables you could sit at, you get you a soda, get you a slice of pizza, chill with your crew after high school, whatever, after school. And that was a big thing, bro. It was like a socializing, you know, place and everything like that or whatever.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
yeah, absolutely.
I enjoy like places like that. Really, I say pizza spots, that's like the main ones you go to, but really a lot of fast food places, like especially back in the day, like the 80s, like, you know, you didn't have social media. You didn't, you know, you had phones, but you didn't have cell phones and things like that to be able to stay connected with your friends and stuff like that. So what did you do? You get out of school, you get out of whatever, church, you know, whatever, and then you go and you hang out with your friends, get you a slice of pizza, a soda, a Pepsi, and then bam, you walk in the block, you chilling, you sitting there eating. So I like that environment. So I miss that. So definitely that's number 3 for me.
It was a lot more colorful too.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, bro. You know, you had the fat pizza guy statue with the was, you know, with the hat and the mustache, and then had like, remember the pizza box, like the classic pizza boxes, the white with the red designs and stuff on them.
And they had the chef and they had the chef in the, you know, like that.
That's
chef
right
in the middle. You know what I'm saying?
I miss all. I mean, I know it still exists, but you just don't see it as much because it's like everything is all this commercial modernized shit, bro. You don't see like the same kind of character that's put in everything. So yeah, bro, I miss that stuff, yo. Yeah. But what's your number 3, bro?
But I had, you know, I'm looking at the list, and they had a few ones like the fruit roll-ups. The fruit roll-ups, your Dr. Peppers. Yeah. I never got a chance to try Mr. T's cereal because by the time I started coming up, it was already out of the market. But Capri Sun, I did not know was an 80s thing. I thought that was a 90s thing, man. So I got to go with Capri Sun. Okay. I got to go with Capri Sun, even though I was that kid that could not figure out how to open it correctly without stabbing right through the pouch. But
bro, that was everybody, yo. I think that was I don't know a time period that, you know, with Capri Suns was the hardest. I mean, let's go ahead and scoop it all together. Let's say Capri Suns. Let's also say juice boxes. Yeah, like I don't know when juice boxes really, like, you know, came alive or whatever. But yeah, Capri Suns. I think even like wasn't I don't know if the brand Squeeze It itself, but wasn't those squeeze bottle juices from the 80s too?
Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. They're right there.
Yep, it's crazy, bro. All that convenient juice shit. You know, of course you had back in the day, I think in the 70s even, you had the little quarter juice, the little barrel juices and stuff like that. Oh, yeah,
the quarter waters.
Yeah, you poke the top, you take your quarter, you poke the top or whatever, and you make that little indentation, and then you drink it like that, just through the little film. Yeah, bro, them shits was, yo, to this day, I'm not going to lie, like, I see those damn little quarter juices, like the little packs in Walmart, and I have an urge to grab them shits every time I pass them, yo.
Man, I would go to the bodega and grab a couple, you know what I mean? Or every time I would go on like a church trip or whatever, it would be that and those other juice boxes that would be available with a sandwich or something, you know what I'm saying? Those always hit, you know?
Yeah, man. Those things used to be 25 cents, bro. You go into the store, just like you just said, I go to my corner store, and this is crazy. I can't wait to go to Jersey in June, yo. Because I remember we used to go to the corner store, and of course there was a corner store on every fucking 4 of them, like on right in your little block that you're on. 4 stores, yo. And you go in there and you go with $1 and you go grab a bag of chips for 25 cents. You go grab either a quarter juice, which it could be one of them juices, or you go get a sometimes they had a little bit bigger than those. You also could get, like, you know, what else? Like, you know, Hostess cake or some shit. Or Little Debbie cake, 25 cents. And then you go up to the counter and the guy would have this loose candies and, you know, 5 cents worth of Jolly Ranchers or gum or whatever. And that's where, you go to the store with $1 and you walk out and have a whole bunch of shit, bro. Just walk around with your friends and just be eating and chilling. And now it's like, the little quarter juices, them shits is like $1 now. You can't even get quarter juices and shit.
I mean,
you
inflation
missed it, bro.
Inflation hit everybody.
Yeah, really hard, especially with sugar. Sugar, bro. If you ever noticed, man, soda and stuff like that, like if you even when we talking now, like you go to the grocery store, bro, they have like I had a couple pulled up, but you go to the grocery store and you used to go back even like in like the mid 90s, late 90s, you go get a bottle of a Sprite or something like that, bro. That shit used to be like 50, not 50 cents, but that shit used to be like fucking like pretty much $1. Sometimes it would be like 79 cents. But now, them shits is like $2.50, bro. It's like they tripled in price
for no real reason.
No change except the shit got smaller. That's about it. That's about it. Got smaller and fucking more money. But man, it's crazy. But I know exactly what you mean, bro. Capri Suns was one of those the juice pouches because we had the box, the little carton, the little cardboard box that you had, and those are cool. But then when they came out with that little pouch, you were like, man, fuck that pouch. I want the pouch. So and then they look cool. They were all silver and stuff like that. And had like the cool design on the front. And also they had like their own kind of unique taste too. Yeah. So Capri Suns was a shit. Yeah. I'm down with that. Yeah. My number 3, no, is this 3 or 2?
I think we're at, are we at 2?
I think we're at 2. Yeah, we actually might be at that 2. We said TV dinner. Yeah, this is 2. TV dinners. We said pizza shops. We said the first one I said was what the hell did I say first? Spaghetti. Yeah. So this is number 2. All right. So we got number 2 now. Yeah. Number 2. You said you took it right out of my mouth. I thought we were gonna share, but it's cereal. Cereal, bro. Back in the day, one of the greatest things ever was you would get a box of cereal from anything that was, I don't give a damn what it was. It had a cereal, just like a toy. It had a video game. It had a toy. And it had cereal, and that's just what it was. And the cereal, I don't care what it was, it would always hit just because you knew you was eating Ninja Turtle cereal or some shit. Yep.
Or Super Nintendo cereal.
Super Nintendo cereals, whether it be Mario, and it didn't have to even make
Zelda,
sense like what it is.
You just did it. You just did it for the branding.
I'm telling you, bro. But it's like I remember I saw today, like we were talking about, WWF and everything. That was one of the biggest things I love, and I completely forgot that they had WWF cereal, bro. Superstars with Hulk Hogan on it.
Forgot that one.
I forgot all about that.
Because what didn't they have? Like what didn't they have? Like they were a super. I mean, till this day, they're still kind of a super brand, but they get into everything: video games, cartoons, cereal, clothing, all of that. And till this day, they still do it. Now, I miss the WWF, like the classic WWF logo. I miss that.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. It's crazy how, like like we said before, like they even the Attitude Era scratch logo where he had like the scratchy logo, whatever. It still had a lot more definition. Yep. Like the one that they have now is just so basic and modern. Like it's just regular. It's like standard. But
that's most of them now.
Yeah, everything is just basic as shit, bro. And then but like you said, they're old school WWF, the big W, the golden one with the nice like kind of plated in metal. Yeah, bro, it hit hard, man. But when I saw this cereal, I was like, holy shit! Like I didn't remember at all. But the funniest part to me was like just the stars that. Like what else? What are they gonna put in the cereal? What are they gonna make the cereal look like? Wrestling rings, like. Make wrestlers and cereal and shit. Fucking 4 feet cereal pieces coming out the box.
With just looking swole.
Just looking at just muscles and shit, steroids. But they had Superstar. Look at this shit, yo. Look at this shit. Gremlins. They made cereal out of everything. And it was the dopest shit. Yeah. Look at this, Ghostbusters.
Yep.
They had a cereal for everything, bro. And the cereal hit, man.
The Donkey Kong cereal. I saw the commercial. I
Cereal.
saw the commercial for that. Like, okay, so I still follow the internet personality Nostalgia Critic, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And he does commercial specials every year where he just talks about old school commercials. And one day he brought that one up because somebody had sent it to him, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, I didn't know Donkey Kong had a cereal. I know Nintendo had a cereal. I didn't know Donkey Kong back in the day during the arcade days, because Donkey Kong came out before Mario did. I didn't know that. Yeah, Pac-Man I knew. Pac-Man I knew, but I didn't know Donkey Kong had a cereal. But if you look at the Donkey Kong cereal and the old school look for Mario, that dude looked like he could pop a balloon with his chin. The thing was just sharp for no reason.
Yeah,
man.
sharp as shit.
And look at that Dunkin' Donuts cereal.
Dunkin' Donuts cereal, bro. That shit sounds delicious, bro. I'll eat that right now. The
Dunkin'
fucking old
Donuts
box and
cereal.
all.
And it's time to make the donuts. Like,
Look at this shit. OJ's. They just made anything, bro. They didn't give a damn about health.
No,
Yeah,
it's just the shapes. It's just the shapes and the
Go Pee-wee.
Pee-wee
With Pee-wee getting, he was getting ready for the porn theater. Getting ready for the whack-a-mole.
Oh my god.
Oh, WF ice cream. Oh, that's an honorary mention right there. Listen, bro. Them shits right. Woo! That's one of the best ice cream bars on the planet. I don't give a fuck.
Didn't they sell those at ice cream trucks? Did they ever?
Hell yeah.
Did they ever look like who are they supposed to look like? Because ain't nobody.
Yeah, that was the craziest part. The WWF ice cream bars, they brought them back a little bit, but of course they do everything corny and boring. And instead of having them on the stick, they had them on. It was just like an ice cream sandwich. Yep. But these right here, it was like a cake kind of front part, like a cookie cake, like a soft cookie type cake with the wrestler on it. Then it had vanilla ice cream, and then on the back was a chocolate covered like coating. And you bite into it, and you get the cakey and the vanilla, like almost like an ice cream cookie. And that shit was good, bro. Yeah, I love them damn things, but I don't know why they don't. It's because everything's boring now, bro. I know they brought them back. I think you can still get them if you go to the shows. Like they'll have like Roman Reigns and CM Punk and shit like that now, but they don't put them out like they used to. So look at this shit. Wonder Bread had cereal. I didn't even know that either. Speaking
of boring, I'm sorry.
Crazy.
Wonder Bread.
Wonder Bread.
Who
the fuck went to the store?
Had
I need some
cereal.
Bread. And they walk in the cereal aisle and say, "Oh, let me get bread cereal."
What? Wonder. I'm done, bro. I'm
telling you, bro. That shit was out of line. This was outrageous.
Wonder Bread.
Outrageous back in the day. No wonder.
I'll take one. Look, listen. I will take Raisin Bran any day over Wonder Bread
cereal. And it's just bread. It just pours out of the box and milk on it.
I'm gonna make myself a peanut butter sandwich with some
Wonder Bread cereal. All right, Kyle. What's your number 2, man? Then we're gonna knock out number 1. We're gonna get out of here.
Oh my god. Okay, so number 2 has got to be the Squeeze-Its. You know, it's got to be the Kool-Aid Squeeze-Its, or it's either gonna be that or the freaking Jello, the Jello pudding pops.
Oh, like the ice cream? Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's not like fudgesicles and fudge pops. Yeah. Oh yeah, them shits was hitting back in the day, bro. Yeah, that's the 80s food right there.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I like that. I like that as well. We used to get certain things. My mother used to love fudge pops, man.
Nice.
Yeah, stuff like that or whatever. So I say that all day. But all right, we getting into number 1. I was trying to think of which one I was going to pick out of this. There's definitely some honorable mentions, like hot dogs and beans. That was definitely another big one from back in the day. Cut up some hot dogs into a pot of baked beans with some barbecue sauce and some mustard. Listen, bro, that's dinner right there. Nice
pork and beans was very simple.
Yep. Easy, good ass food, yo. Another honorary mention. I'm definitely going to say Sloppy Joe's.
Sloppy Joe's.
Have some more. Yeah. Sloppy Joe's is definitely another one. And I was trying to debate if this was going to be number 1, but I think I gotta make mine for number 1. Number 1 that I was going to use is Hamburger Helper, bro. Straight up. Hamburger Helper. Back in the day, like I remember that was like the early commercials when you saw the hamburger glove.
Yeah.
And he was in there saying stuff, and they were making the cheeseburger macaroni, bro, in the old school commercials. That's where I first saw it. And I was like, cheeseburger macaroni, what the hell is that? And then you have it, and to this day, every now and then, I go to the store, give me some turkey meat, give me some green peppers, and make banging Hamburger Helper, bro. Add a little extra cheese. Yes, that shit hits the spot, whether it's the cheeseburger macaroni, whether it's the stroganoff. But those only two you got to get. You got to get stroganoff. You get stroganoff, you got to add a little sour cream in it. And that shit hit.
My best friend, he had done something with some Hamburger Helper. I was staying over at his house that night, and he had put some Hamburger Helper in a pan and added something to it. I'm like, okay, first off, I don't have Hamburger Helper like that. But number two, I don't know what you did to this, but it was packed with flavor.
Yeah, should be good, yo. You gotta add stuff to that shit. Like you don't have to because it's good, but it elevates.
Did you ever think that the Hamburger Helper glove would have a music career?
Man, I did it. But
he had a mixtape. But he had a mixtape almost 10 years ago.
Oh, really?
Damn, he had a freaking mix during the beginning of the SoundCloud rap era. They put out a Hamburger Helper mixtape where it was the Hamburger Helper glove featuring some rappers, and it was just auto-tuned out. And I'm like,
that's crazy as hell.
Who came up with this idea? Yeah. Good evening, fellow kids. You like that? You like that trap music? Yeah. That's what it made me feel like.
That's crazy as hell. Hamburger Helpers and shit, though. It's honorary mention because number one spot for me, yo, is going to have to be fried pork chops and applesauce.
Pork chops and
mashed
applesauce.
Potatoes and and mashed potatoes and gravy, yo. That is
that whole meal.
Bro, my mother grew up and she made that shit. That was when we knew it was like a good night. Like my mom's made a lot of different food, yo.
Yeah.
But when she made fried pork chops with applesauce, and some people, they don't know about it. They're not up on it and shit. Yeah, with applesauce. Yeah, motherfucker. Applesauce. The Mott's applesauce. And you
the Mott's. I got a shelf full of Mott's applesauce right now.
It's good, yo. It's delicious, man. And then it's like you dip it into the applesauce, and you eat. You got to have that hot homemade mashed potato that you mash with the potato mash, not that packet shit. Them homemade thick, mashed potatoes, and you pour the hole in the middle. You pour the gravy inside, and you dip the pork chop in the gravy. You did the pork chop and the applesauce. Listen, bro, y'all don't fucking know about that, yo. But for real, that's number one. That's number one for me, yo, all day.
Yep. For me, a big old bag of Doritos.
Doritos. Damn, Kyle, you can tell Kyle he be missing some damn junk food and shit.
Yes, because I'm not, occasionally I eat it, but I'm not eating it like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And knowing that a lot of this stuff came out like, just like right before I was born, because we were born in '87. We're born at basically the tail end. We had 2 more years of the '80s, but we weren't coherent enough to know what was going on.
That's right. We was living it, but we was just around and shit. We weren't.
That was it.
Yep. Yeah, man. Okay, so Doritos, that's definitely a good one. Yeah, Doritos to this day, like, who would have known Doritos? And remember the classic, I still to this day, I love the classic Dorito bag, yo.
The packaging.
White, with the opening, you see the Doritos inside, and it had the like the colorful box letters. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Doritos is shit, yo. But I want to share with you guys as well. Like, we were saying things like, classic dinners like spaghetti. People, that's what families were eating back in the 80s. You had spaghetti nights and taco nights. And I know you guys are still doing it now, but this was like, most households was like, these was the things that people were eating. You had tuna noodle casserole and crazy shit like that. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes, shake and bake chicken, sloppy joe, Salisbury steak, beef stroganoff, chicken pot pie, pot roast, hot dogs and beans, boxed macaroni and cheese, and of course, casseroles. Everybody was making casseroles back in the day. Now, let's versus now. So what are people eating now? Modern families today are mostly eating takeout, delivery.
Yep.
A lot of people, think about it. People forget about this part, man. We didn't have a whole lot. When you got delivery back in the day, what were you getting? You were getting pizza,
Chinese
or
food.
you were getting Chinese food.
That
It
was
really-
pretty much it. I didn't have
It
nothing
really
else.
wasn't anything else.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it wasn't anything else. McDonald's wasn't delivering. Burger King didn't deliver. Fast food didn't deliver. That shit
No.
didn't come until like recent. Like that was like 2010s. That wasn't even that far ago when DoorDash came out.
The only
Because-
time I questioned it when this happened, but remember the original Good Burger
Yeah,
movie?
when
They-
they delivered.
They delivered.
Yeah,
I didn't get that because I was like, wait a minute, how come no other fast food joint ever delivered? Now you can just have everything delivered to your house for a fee.
everything. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
you had to go to McDonald's, you had to go to Burger King and order it and wait for somebody to mess up your order.
That's
You
right.
know?
So you can bitch about it online. Yeah. But that's what we were talking about earlier. But like that's the what people are doing now, bro. You get takeout, you get delivery, you can get food from anywhere. You paying a little bit more for it.
Yep.
But if you ain't worried about money like that, bro, you get Indian food, you can get whatever you want. You don't even got to eat the same thing over and over again. Before you had limited options, or you had to cook. So you also had like people have pizza night, you got takeout delivery, fast casual bowls like Chipotle and stuff like that. That's what people are eating now.
Oh yeah.
Air fryer meals. It's another big thing people eating now. Rotisserie chicken is actually a big thing now. People like they're doing things with it, breaking it up, making different meals out of it. Meal kit services. You get people who just order. Yeah, like you get I know a lot of athletes do that because it's just easier for them to eat healthy and not have to worry about their meals and stuff. Let's see, you got soft shell, street tacos, pasta variations, grilled chicken, healthy plates, frozen convenience meals. That's fucking TV dinners, but they're gonna say it all fancy.
Frozen
elegant.
convenience meals.
That's what it says on here for real. Burgers, homemade gourmet, so they're making their burgers a little bit. Rice protein bowls, pre-made store meals, low carb keto meals, and whatever's quick, basically, is what they're looking at. So that's pretty much a comparison from what they was doing in the 80s to 40 years later, man. But listen, yo, I've been wanting to do this episode. I've been looking for this episode for a while. I think we did it justice. We talked about a lot of really awesome stuff that came from this time period. I hope it sent you down I saw in the comments people were really vibing with the nostalgia that we were dishing out. Yep. But Kyle, man, it was great to be back, bro. Really had an amazing time tonight because it's just the beginning, man. We got the next one that's going to be coming up. I think, and I was thinking about it, I think the next one that we're going to do is definitely going to be the 2000s. And we're going to go in right after the 90s left. We're going to hit on what came with the transition into the Y2K. Yes. Yeah, I'm talking about it.
You mean after the paranoia subsided from the end of the world?
After we made it. But listen, bro, we're going to wrap it up for the rest of the night. Kyle, you got anything coming out? You got anything going on?
We got A for Able we got A for Able coming. I'm still getting my getting my backlog ready, right? But other than that, I got for some of us, there's Valentine's Day is this weekend, so
keep forgetting that for real.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but no, I got it's funny because it's actually on a weekend this year. So
that's right, yeah.
So I had plans, and I gotta and she'll probably never see, and she probably won't see this, but I gotta shout out my mom. My mom is celebrating her birthday tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Happy birthday!
Yeah. So she's going out to see New Edition. Speaking of the 80s. She's going. Her and my aunt going to see New Edition. I don't know if Bobby's going to be there, but
Listen, when New Edition came back out with that "Girl, give me your number,"
come on,
and the other my number, get it, you don't need my number. Gonna get hot tonight. And if you feel, listen, bro, I was fucking jamming, yo. That song was fire, bro. Give me your number, give me my number. Listen, New Edition, they was the shit, bro.
Yeah,
it was the shit. Bobby Brown was the shit. Talking about 80s, talking about music.
Talking about the 80s, yeah.
You talking about Candy Girl? You talking about shit? Even
Telephone Man.
Even my song that people don't give enough credit to, because everybody talks about Ghostbusters, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
when you talk about Ghostbuster 2, and it ain't gonna have to take control. That shit was fun. To this day, when it pops on, like I'm like right back in the 80s, yo. That's an instant nostalgia popper.
Nice.
But listen, guys, we ain't gonna keep you and hold you no more. I'm glad to hear it, Kyle. Happy birthday to your moms. I know you got a lot going on too, so you're gonna be back on with us next Thursday. We got a watch list episode coming up. We'll be back at it. We're gonna talk about it. But until then, it's the end of my week, and I'm gonna enjoy this weekend because I'm gonna relax, yo. I went back to work this week, got a lot of double time, and I'm feeling better. So we're getting better over here.
Excellent.
But we're gonna tell you to stay true, stay positive, pay attention, baby, because there's a lot going on. And I'll see you guys next week, yo. Kyle, have a great night, bro.
You as well, bro. Peace.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you head on over to the B-Line Entertainment LLC YouTube channel, where we have so much more for you. We have the B-Line Web Show on Tuesday nights, as well as Straight Through the Ropes Wrestle Talk on Wednesdays, and of course, the B-Line Entertainment Show on Thursday night. Join us and make sure that you hit that like, hit that share, and of course, subscribe with that bell button for the notifications so you can make sure you're getting all the great content from the B-Line Entertainment.